We have to do things quickly because you never know when the commercials are coming. The notion that Obama is making, now I know we talked about Obama yesterday. Obama is making a speech tonight that everybody who was paid to get before a microphone says the most important speech of his career so far, and it is about health care reform.
To another group of assembled children.
Right.
Or intellectual
Congress.
midgets.
Right.
Yeah.
And now I have to plead, I don't know how to say this. I've been away. I've been on vacation. When I'm on vacation, I don't really pay attention to the news. I pay attention to the Weather Channel, is all I pay attention to, and the Golf Channel. And so I don't know much about health care reform, other than everyone is talking about the public option. Jeannie, what?
You don't know what the public...
No, I don't. I don't. And I'm...
Hang on, are you seriously have no idea what they mean when they say public option?
I do not know what it means.
You're not just a shill here.
No.
Okay.
No, I don't know what the public option is.
The public option is a government-run insurance program.
Right, like they have in England? Canada?
Yes.
Not exclusively, though.
There would still
necessarily.
be private insurance.
Okay. Which you could buy.
And the proponents of the public option say, well, this is great because then everybody would have health insurance. There are 46 million Americans.
How would they have it if they couldn't afford it? The government would give
it. It would be affordable.
Right. And
who's going to pay for
the proponents also say that it would stimulate competition among private insurers, too. The critics of the public option say it's government-run health care, and it's just the first step before government starts running all of the health care the way they do in other countries, and it wouldn't be...
Who's against that? Certainly not the ill. People who are ill would not be against the ability to get insurance, right?
People who don't want their taxes to go up.
Well, the taxes are going
People
up.
who feel that their health care might have to be adjusted or imperiled in some way.
People who don't want to pay for Junior's 7 bypasses because they're healthy.
Or,
okay.
Right?
Well, if you explain it that way.
So why should I, as a perfectly healthy 39-year-old man, why should I have to pay for Junior for them to go untie the pretzel that is his heart, right, with my tax money? That would be the argument.
Why should we have to pay for Tony's frivolous tests every time?
I was denied my nuclear stress test, which I'll get to.
In fact, since I've last been on this show with you, Junior and Wilbon have both had heart issues. These things typically happen in threes, so I'm wondering if you're concerned at all about that.
And I went to get a nuclear stress test, and I was denied. So this leads me into something. Okay. I am now being, one of my insurance carriers is AFTRA. I'm a member of AFTRA. AFTRA is the American Federation of Television and Radio Artists. I've been a member of this thing for 15, 18, 19 years, since I started working in radio. I was told to join AFTRA. Were you told to join AFTRA?
I actually have never joined AFTRA, but thank you for outing me.
I was told, and I joined AFTRA. And I have some insurance with AFTRA.
It's a union.
One of my insurances with AFTRA is dental insurance. Okay, and I got a notice the other day that I was being dropped. I was being dropped.
Why?
Well, I had someone call up to find out why I was being dropped. And this is what I was told by the people at AFTRA. That in a period of time, probably from July to July 08 to July 09, probably in that period of time, I didn't make enough money to justify getting insurance. So if I wanted insurance, this is what was so odd to me. I didn't make enough money. So in order to continue having insurance, I had to pay more money, like virtually 4 times the amount of money that I was paying now. Now think about that logically.
Now you paid your dues throughout this time, right?
I had paid my dues throughout this time. Think about that logically. Because I didn't make enough money, they were going to charge me more money. You would presume that somebody who didn't make enough money couldn't pay more money. All right. In response, I said, well, how much did I have to make? And they said you had to make $30,000 in this period of time to qualify. And I said the following. I said, look, I don't want to go through a whole song and dance here, but I did Monday Night Football. And and it wasn't like they were paying me $30 a game. I mean, I had a pretty good year. I really did. Without being crazy, I made more than $30,000. I mean, I qualified. I felt I qualified. Well, it turns out that money doesn't count. Like ESPN money, they told me, this is what AFTRA told me, or ESPN told me that it didn't count. Well, I said, well, I was on TV. I don't understand how it counts. So anyway, the upshot of all of this is,
They're only considering your radio work then. Perhaps.
Okay, but I then said to them, or today it is being said to them, well, if I didn't make enough money, why do you charge me the highest possible level of dues, which you continue to do? And what you get...
got a point.
Okay, but what you get in response is, I can't answer this. You'll have to call someone else. And you go through what I think we all understand to be either insurance company hell or HR hell.
Definitely.
Human resources hell. Everybody, I'll say this I have no fear of this. Everybody who takes a job in human resources is a terrible human being. Terrible human being. They're trying to help you on any
that's
level.
Totally fair, right, Jeannie?
Yeah, sweeping generalization, no problem.
Bad people.
Who has ever been helped by human resources?
Pox upon their house.
Who's ever been helped? Because no matter what you tell them, they tell you, I understand, I'm sorry, but there's nothing I can do. No, there's nothing I can do because this is the way the rules are written. They live in a system of rules that does not allow for them to be human at all, and yet they call it human resources. Am I wrong on
Ironic,
this one?
isn't it?
Yes.
Well, I would come down harder on the insurance company.
They're terrible also.
I mean, I don't get
They're
why
terrible. They want to
you're
see
bringing
you
out the
squirm.
hammer for the HR people.
I've had bad experiences.
I think actually you're missing it on both accounts. I think you have to come down on your union, who you have paid thousands of dollars over the years to protect you and look out for you, and now you turn your back for 30 seconds, and they're giving you the old Scroogey, like you're nobody.
Unbelievable.
Do they know who you are, to borrow a phrase?
They can't possibly. So if this is happening to me, it's got to be happening to...
And by the way, you mentioned Monday Night Football. You also do a little show called PTI.
PTI, I do that.
Which I reckon makes somewhere in the neighborhood of $30,000 a year.
I had a good year. I thought I qualified to get insurance.
Well, public option would help a guy like you, I think.
That's right.
So now tonight, Obama is going to explain But now, on the Today Show, Meredith Vieira took such delight in saying that Obama had said 4 or 5 or 8 different things about public option. He wasn't wedded to it. It wasn't necessarily going to happen. What's going to happen?
Well, I think what he has to do tonight, or what they're saying he's
He'll
going
make
to
it
do,
great. He's
is
a great speaker.
He's going to carve his way through this. He's going to say, here is what it should be, which he hasn't done in the past. He's been sort of too open-ended about it.
Isn't he a great speaker, though? Won't he?
Tremendous. I hope he reminds everyone to brush their teeth.
That's right.
Yeah.
Brush your teeth.
And sneeze
Wash
into
your
your
hands.
elbow.
Wash your hands. Yeah,
Wash
sneeze
your
into the
hands.
elbow.
Sneeze
They
into
teach
your
my
elbow.
kids at school. Yeah, that's a cool.
What? What is that?
Like when you sneeze, they teach you to just sneeze it rather than cover with your hands, because then I go and shake your hand. And now, boom, swine flu. And that's how this stuff gets spread around. So they tell you when you're going to sneeze, you wrap your arm around. For those of you watching on, what channel are you on now?
News Channel 8.
News Channel 8 still? Okay, you can
You know
see
what?
me.
We wanted to be on Masson. They didn't want us. We wanted to be on Comcast. They didn't want us. News Channel 8 is the safe harbor and wanted us. And so News Channel 8 has us.
Yeah.
So I'm happy about that.
Forget the massholes.
Sneezing.
Last night,
The Masson people. That's my pet name for them. I won't
Are you
repeat
allowed to
it.
say that?
Because of the look on your face,
There's
I guess I
a
won't.
look of horror. There's a look of horror on my face.
What? No. Okay, I'm not going to repeat it.
No.
I mean, forget them, is all I said. News Channel 8 can have you.
Who can email us, Nigel? How does it work? Of Billy Crystal's personal people in New York. These are his personal people. So I called up this woman in New York and got her secretary. And the secretary said, oh, yeah, Billy's not doing any press in Washington. I said, well, I don't really consider this press a television show. I mean, he might want to come on. All I'm really asking you to do is ask him. Just ask him. If he doesn't want to do it, just say he doesn't want to do it. I'm not asking you to say, I need a favor for somebody dying. You know, I don't care. One way, just do me a favor. You're his PR person. Ask him. Well, I'm not really his PR person. His PR person is off today, but I'll make sure to give her the message. And she will certainly call you back. No. Never.
You know who that person
never
was?
called back.
N. Joseph.
No, then Joseph was great.
Oh, yeah, the other lady. I'm
Woman,
sorry. That's right. The lady didn't have a name.
So, like, you go out of your way, you make this connection, well, and then, so what are our PR people? What are they? They're like, leave me alone. Right? That's basically what they do.
They're
because
paid
there's 1,000,
right,
there's 1,000, they're like almost as bad as HR people, who are the worst people on earth. People that work in HR are the worst. They don't care about you as a person at all. They consult their rule books, and then they say, there's nothing I can do because these are the rules.
How many notches?
And other people want to be in HR because they know they're terrible people.
On the worst people in the world scale, how many notches below, say, international terrorists are the HR people?
1 and 1A.
Okay.
Or 1B.
They're
terrible.
They're right on their
They're terrible people, and they relish being terrible people and saying there's nothing I can do. So anyway, my feeling is that these PR people with Billy Crystal, they didn't ask him.